Jai Hind to all. My name is Pradeep Kumar Tripathi, Assistant Professor in IT Department. Today we have discussed about the Python programming. Last lecture we have discussed about the Python introduction part. Now we have concluded next part. In previous lectures we have discussed about introduction, OOPS concept. This is a lecture 4 that we will discuss about the Python list. List is a data type that are used to store the multiple item in a single variable, and list are the one of the 4 built-in data type in Python that is used to collection of the to store the data, and other sets also that can be used like a list, that is called tuple, set and dictionary. But we will discuss about only the list in this lecture. We will cover all the type of list and how we can use the list, how we can perform the operation on the list. Suppose we have a list is using with the square bracket. If I can define any list, then we will start from the square bracket, like x is equal to 1 2 3 4 5. This is a list, and print x and list Amit, Ranjan and Sumit. In both example we can use here is a string and here we can use integer. So in the first line we have already told that lists are used to store the multiple item in a single variable. Suppose we have used the variable x and store the value of x 1 2 3 and 4 and 5 in the first list. In the second list we can store the Amit, Ranjan and Sumit. These are the data items that multiple that can be stored in the list. So list is used to store the multiple items in a single variable, where we can use in the list. Now what is the list items? List item means that particular items that we can store in particular list. List items are ordered, changeable, allow duplicate values. That means if we can define a list, we can allow the duplicate values. In the previous example, like 1 2 3 4 5, that is the data items of the particular list. We can also use one value more than one time. Suppose we can 5 and 5. This is called duplicate value. We can define the duplicate value in the list. This is a functionality of a list item. What do you mean by ordered? Ordered means items are defined in a order. That order will not change. Suppose we can use the increasing order or decreasing orders or any alphabetical orders we can use. If you add a new data item in a list, the new item will be placed off end of the list. If we can store the data items in a list, the new item will be goes to the place of end of the list. There is some list methods that will change the order, but in general order of the item will not change. And changeable, what do you mean by changeable? Changeable means the list item is changeable, meaning that we can change and add and remove the item in the list after it has been created. Changeable means we can replace the value or we can remove and add the new value of in the list. Duplicate value, I have already told the duplicate value. That means suppose this is the example of a list, we can use apple 2 times in a list. This is called duplicate values. So in a particular data type list we can use duplicate values, but in suppose we can use in any other language like C programming, we can use the array, but we cannot use the duplicate value in the array. So it is the property of list data items, ordered, changeable, allow duplicate values. This is the basic property of list item in a particular list. Now we will discuss about list length. Suppose we have a list and we have determined the how many item in a list. Then what function we will use? Then we will use the len function. We can use len function to find out the number of item in a list. Suppose this is a list, apple, banana and cherry. These are the 3 items in a list. We can use the function of print len. This is the function we can use for the finding the number of items in a particular list. What is the output of this? This is output is 3. So when we require length of a list, we can use the len function for the particular determine the length of a list. List item data types. List of items can be any data type, string, integer, boolean. We can use these type of data types in a particular list. Suppose list 1 contain the string, list 2 contain the integer values, list 3 contain the boolean values. So list can be contain the different data types. When we use in the programming, it is very flexibility to give the Python programming to use data type. In the any other language like C, we can use the array, but array is the collection of similar data type. But in the Python, we can use the list with the functionality of different data types. A list can be string, integer or boolean values, or it can be a multiple values also. What do you mean by multiple value? Like this list. That is, we can contain the string, we can contain the integer, and we can contain the also string, integer. We can mix up all these data types. It is also very functionality of Python programming. Now, in the Python collection, there are 4 collection data types in a Python programming. One is list, another is tuple, set and dictionary. I have already discussed about the list. List is a collection which is ordered and changeable and allow the duplicate values. When we can use the collection of which is ordered and unchangeable or allow duplicate value, it is called tuple. When the list follow this property, then list can be converted into the tuple. When the list follow these property, that is ordered, unchangeable and allow the duplicate member value, this is called tuple. When the list follow the unordered and unindexed and no duplicate members, then it is called set. This one. And when dictionary is collection which is unordered, changeable, no duplicate members, that means this is called list. And list, if list follow this property, it is converted into the tuple. In list follow these properties, it is called set. If list follow this property, it is called dictionary. So we can use list in the 4 data types. So it is called the 4 collection data type in a Python programming language. How we can access the data items in a list particular? When we have to define the particular list and how we can access that particular list in a given list. Suppose we have a list and we have the data items apple, banana and cherry, and we have the target to print the second item of the list. What do you how we can access this particular data item? Then we can use print list and 1. we can pass the index number of that particular data item. Suppose we have passed the data item 1, then it will print the banana. Suppose we can determine if a specific item, suppose we have define a list and we can check that present specified item present in the list, then how we will can check? We will use if statement like this. If the list we have defined in the list and we have search apple item in this particular list, so we can apply if apple in list print yes, apple is in the list. So this is the syntax we can check that particular item in the present in the list. So we can use this type of method to access the list data items. And when we can use change the value of a specific item, then how we will can do? Suppose we have changed the second data item in a particular list, we will define the list apple, banana and cherry, and we will replace the second item banana by the black currant. So how we will done? We will define the list and list 1 we will put the value of black currant and we will print, given the print statement, this will give the output of that required value. So these are the method, then we can access the particular list item. Now we will change the range of a data item. How we'll find the range and how we'll apply particular range? Suppose we have a list and we want to print only the particular elements, not whole list. Suppose we have a list of apple, banana, cherry, orange, kiwi and mango. These are the data items 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 data items, but we want only 3 items. So how will put this? Then we will start list given the range 1 to 3 and black currant, watermelon, and we will change these value to 1 and 3. Banana and cherry, we will replace banana and cherry by using this value 1 and 3. 3 means watermelon. Watermelon can be replaced by the cherry and banana will replaced by the black currant. So we can use the range function for the change the value of particular range. If you have insert more item, then you can replace the new item will be inserted when you specified the remaining item will move accordingly. Suppose example, change the second value by replacing with new 2 values. Suppose we have a list apple, banana and cherry and we have replaced the value of black currant and watermelon by adding in this particular list and replace the banana only. Only the second value will be replaced and added the 2 more values. So how can be done? This can be done by suppose we have a list and we have the 2 data items and we can replace by this particular method. So if you insert the less data item, that you can replace, the new items will be inserted where you specified and the remaining item will be moved accordingly, like before previously I have discussed. So now we can use the insert method. Insert method, how we will use in list and what is the purpose of insert? To insert a new list item without replacing any existing value, we can use the insert method. We can use the insert method by inserting an item in a specified list. Suppose we have a list apple, banana and cherry and we want to add one more item that is called watermelon in the position of second. So how we will insert it? Then we will use the list dot insert position second and watermelon. Then print list. This will give the output of this particular list. So insert function will be used to insert a new list item in a particular list, right? And then the new function that we will use in list, that is called append. What is the purpose of append? Append is basically used to add any item in a list that is the position of last. Suppose we will use the append function, then it will append the list and add the data item in the end of the list. So append is the method that can be used to add any item in the end of the list. Suppose we have a list, this list, so this will add the orange value in the end of the list. This is called append function. This is the output. What is the purpose of extend list? These are the functions that can be used in a particular list: insert, append, extend. So what is the purpose of extend? To append any element from another list to the current list, use the extend method. Suppose we have a list 1 and suppose we have a list 2 and we want to extend by using list 1 dot extend list 2 and print list 1. What is the output of this particular list? We will merge both lists, apple, banana and cherry, and mango, pineapple and papaya, both are added in particular list. So we can use the, when we add from one list to another list, then we can use the method of extend. We can extend the list by using this function. We can add two lists. If add any iterables, the extend method does not have any append list. You can add any iterable object like tuple, set, dictionary. So add in a element of a tuple to a list. How we will can use list? We have defined the tuple, list dot extend tuple. What is the output of this? This is apple, banana, cherry. This is called list, and kiwi and orange, that is the item of tuple. We will use this method by using extend directly. And another function that we will use in list, that is called remove function. What is the specific purpose of remove function? The remove functions remove the specific data item in a particular list. Suppose we have a list apple, banana and cherry and we want to remove the banana, then how we will use the list dot remove banana and print the list. This is the output of remove function. How we will use in remove function in a particular list. Suppose we will use the specific places, then we will use the pop method also that remove the specified index. Suppose we have removed second data item, then we will also use this function list dot pop and giving the index number, that will also same function of remove. We will also remove and pop method by using these two syntax. We will use the data item in a particular remove method. In the pop we will pass the index number only. So in this method we will remove the data item in a particular list. One method is remove, directly we will pass the value of a particular list, and in the second method we will pass the only the index number of particular list. If you do not specify the index, the pop method remove from the last. If we not pass any value of index, then it will pass the apple, banana and cherry and if we not pass any index number, then it will gives the last value pop. It will pop the last value in the particular list. And in the particular remove method and pop method, and we will also a del keyword that also remove the specified index. Suppose we have removed the data item first in a particular list, apple, banana and cherry, and delete by using delete list 0 and print the list. We will also use delete keyword for particular specified data item, and we will also delete keyword can be used the completely list deletion. When we require complete list deletion, then we will also use the delete method that we will use in list. When we another method that is called clear list. The clear list method empties the list still remains same, but there is no content. Suppose we have a list and list.clear, then these data items can be removed, but list is also in the memory. So this is all about the function of a particular list, how we will use in the particular list. Remove function, del function, append function, extend function, we have already discussed about it. Now we will move on loop through a list. How we will print the list by using the loop. Suppose we have a list and we want to print the list, so we can use the for loop for this purpose. We have a list and we can use the for loop for x in list and print x. This is the output of that particular list. Loop through the index number. You can also loop through the list item by referring to their index number by using the range function and len function also for particular program. Suppose print all the data item by referring to their index number. Suppose list have a apple, banana and cherry, and we will pass on for I in the range len. Len, what is the purpose of len function? That will count the number of data items in a particular list. We will use this program for printing all data item in a particular list. And we will use the while loop also for particular printing the list data items in a list. Len function, that will already discuss about the len function, that will define the length of a list, and it will start from 0 and a loop go through list item by referring to their index number and increasing their number by 1. Print all, suppose we have example, print all data items using a loop, while loop, to go through the index number. In the previous example we have used the for loop, and now we will use the while loop. In this way, we will also use the while loop and for loop for printing the method, printing the list. Now list comprehension. What is list comprehension? List comprehension offer a shorter name or shorter syntax when you want to create a new list based on a value of existing list. Suppose we have a fruits, that is a list, apple, banana, cherry and kiwi, this is a mango, this is a list, and new list we want to create based on the list of fruits. You want to create a new list containing only the fruit with the letter of A. Suppose so how we can done? Then we can done by using new list this, and for x in fruit, if A in x, then new list dot append x and print the new list. So it is called a list comprehension. We will use by this way, and this will be the output of this particular program. With the list comprehension, you can do all that with only one line of code by using this. This one is a fruits, that is a list, and new list. This is the another method. This is this particular program, and this program will be the same, but only the change is style of code, line of code, but output will be the same. This is called list comprehension. Now we will discuss about short list. Short method that we will use in particular list for the sorting purpose. We will use ascending order or descending order. We will use short method. Suppose we have a list and we list dot sort print list. So this will be the output of that particular list. You can sort the numbers by using the sort method. Suppose list, and these are the integer value, and list dot sort. So what is the output? 23, 50, 65, 82 and 100. That will be the output of this particular method. So sorting that can be used for the sorting purpose. Suppose we have a short descending order. What will be the method that we will use? That is dot sort and reverse true. That is the particular line that will print the descending order of the list. Suppose we have a list this and we want to print descending order. That means banana, pineapple, kiwi, mango and orange. So this is the particular line that we will use for the printing the descending order of a list. Case insensitive sort. Suppose we want to give a list and list dot sort. We will use the all capital letters being sorted before lower case letters. This one. Suppose we have a list banana, orange, kiwi and cherry, and we want to all letters on the one side and all small letters on the another side. So how we will use list dot sort? So kiwi and orange that we contain the first letter capital and banana and cherry that are the small letters. So one side capital letter, one side small letters. So it is also used for the case insensitive sort. And we will use the join the two list. How we will use? There are several methods to join or concatenate two more lists. We have already discussed the extend method. By using the extend method, we will add the two list, and we will also directly we can add list 1 and list 2, and directly we can print from these methods. We are already the plus operator, using the plus operator and print join the two list. And extend method I have already discussed in the previously. So these are the summary of that particular methods that we have already discussed in this lecture: append, clear, extend, insert, pop, remove, reverse and sort. So these are the methods that we will use in particular list for purpose of appending the methods. So append, that means we will add an element in the end of the list. Clear, remove all the elements from the list. And extend method, what is the purpose of extend? Add the element of the list or iterables to the end of the current list. And the insert method is already I have discussed, adds an element in the specified position. Pop method, we will use the remove the element at the specified positions, remove the item with the specified values. Reverse the order, reverse method is used for the reverse the order of list. And the sort method, we will already discuss about the sort method. Sort method can be used for the ascending or descending or alphabetical order. Like previously we have used in this method sorting. Suppose we have a sort method. To sort descending, use the keyword reverse. List dot sort reverse is equal to true. This particular line gives the output of descending order of a list. In case insensitive sort, that we will use the banana, orange and kiwi, one capital letters one side and small letters in another side. So sort method is very important method that we can use in particular list. So These are the methods that we will discuss in the particular method. So it is all about the list. Okay, thank you.